Well, good morning, everyone. At least it's morning here, and it's mid-January, which means it's time for the annual Tour de Felasco, my local bike trails ride. And I'll talk about it as we get going here. It's a little late. Everybody's already left. Since it's 10 minutes from my house, I just took it easy. It's kind of like a cool wintry day here. It's going to be cloudy all day. It was raining this morning. It's in the low 50s, supposed to drop into the 40s as I ride, but we're going to have a good ride. We're underway. I don't know how many years they've done this. I've lost track, and I've also lost track of the number of times I've done this ride. I've only missed a couple years. One was a ski trip, and one, I think I was sick. So this is not a race. It's a 50-mile ride that you can do at your own pace. Start when you want, start early, or do like I did and start probably a couple of hours after some other people have started. Pretty much everybody's left. Only saw one or two people in the parking lot. There's also an option to add 12 miles to make it a metric century. I was getting a little chilly in the parking lot. Temperature is dropping. I think it's already in the upper 40s right now. I just need to get pedaling. I'll be fine in a few minutes. Always want to be chilly the first few minutes. Otherwise, you're gonna be sweating. And that's not good when it's cold out. So even though I've filmed this ride before, it's always a new adventure. Every year it's a little bit different course, and every ride's just got some different challenges and different things that happen during the ride. Trail conditions are primo right now. A little bit of rain last night and a whole bunch of tires have buffed this trail out. Okay, our first intersection, go right. So we're in segment 1. I don't know how many segments there are, but it's marked out super well. I'm riding my transition spur today. Thought about riding my 9er hardtail, but still feel like I'm a little faster on the full suspension, especially when it gets rooty. But a lot of this trail is perfect for a hardtail, like the whole thing is. So I've got probably 400 riders in front of me. Hopefully I started late enough where I just won't run into crowds. So I'm gonna try to keep a pretty good tempo pace today. Man, trail conditions is just awesome. I warmed up. You gotta find that balance between not being cold and not sweating. It's an arm warmer and knee warmer day with a base layer and some good gloves. Really like these Tasco gloves. Good for cool but not super cold. This ride is pretty unique in that there's a lunch stop kind of in the middle of the ride. You do about 35 miles and then you eat lunch. There are sag stops, probably 1, maybe 2 before lunch. It's kind of, you know, it's kind of hard to eat in the middle of a ride because it's really good food and you just don't want to like overdo it. So they have food trucks. You get a wristband and you get to pick your food truck. What's cool about this ride being a local is that you get to ride trails you normally can't ride, the hiking trails, which there are some really good sections, and a couple horse trails. There's one horse trail that's just so good, really hilly. So it utilizes all the mountain bike trails, which we're on now. It's about 35 miles, I think. And then about 15 miles of other trails that are normally off limits. You good? Yeah. On some double track right now that we normally don't ride. I guess we'll be doubling back there. Good that it's double track. On your left side.
Biker on the left.
Left side, left side, left side,
Yeah.
left side. Appreciate it. On your left side. Just past the first junior that I saw on this ride. I love to see kids out on rides like this. He's like 12, 13. Oh, reminds me when I used to ride my boy. My boy does not ride trails very often anymore. He just wants to jump, do slope style. He'll ride with me every once in a while. All right, I remember this section. Yeah, all this stuff right here is stuff we normally don't get to ride. It's pretty good. Oh, is this the big downhill? Well, not big downhill, but it's a fun downhill, and then it goes to a really steep climb, the biggest climb out here, like for the whole trail system. That's also off limits to bikes. Oh yeah, nice. Good morning. Here we go. This is the hill. This is a big one, y'all. You can't tell on the GoPro, but this is about as big as you get in Florida on a mountain bike. Mountain bike trail, I should say. Already digging into my peanut butter and honey sandwich. I had my peanut butter banana smoothie early this morning, and then I just lingered around the house. I saw that it was drizzling. I was like, oh wait. The nice thing about this ride is you don't have to load yourself down with food for 4 hours. You got sack stops, you got a lunch stop in the middle. But I always bring my own peanut butter honey sandwich, or maybe even a Cliff Nut butter bar, just in case the sack stops don't have something that I like. I cannot do sugar, so a lot of sack stops have stuff with sugar in it. I'll get a blood sugar crash. Don't want that to happen. Oh, what a beautiful day. I've done this ride where it's mid to upper 70s and sunny, and then I've done it when it never gets out of the 30s. We're like right in the middle temperature wise, probably about 48 right now. Cloudy skies, beautiful wintry looking day. Most of the leaves are off the trees by now. Little hill here. Be interesting to see what my vertical is on this entire route today. All right, just hit a little over 10 miles. We're 48 minutes in, making some pretty good timing. These rides usually take about 4 hours. I was right on the verge of being too warm. I think the temperature dropped a little bit, which is good. This base layer has like a wind blocking material at the front, so it's pretty warm. So the key with these endurance events, whether it's a race or not, is that you don't redline it. Zone 4, especially zone 5. If you do, you pay for it like an hour or two later. I've learned that the hard way. So it's a fine balance. There's an endurance race out here next month, which I'll most likely do. It'd be kind of cool if they chip time this thing. You know, stop it when you get to the lunch stop, start again, and then see who can finish it the fastest without puking after lunch. On your left side. Thank you. Oh, beautiful section. I hike this trail a lot with my wife. Really good hiking trails back here. Got some sections that are pretty hilly, some that are really flat. Okay, so now we're coming into the more hilly sections of the hiking trail. I'm really glad they did this. I saw it turn before it, but we're looping back around and doing some of these hills. Some get pretty steep, like probably 12% or more. On your left side, appreciate it. You're up. Oh man, she was not looking. Hope I didn't sound like a jerk, but she was heading right for me. Here's one of the steep hills on this section. Almost there. Coming around you. Good climbing, dude. Nice job. On your left side. I don't know why we loop back here. It's kind of weird. Oh, rest stop. That's what it is. All right, just a quick stop there, a little banana, fill up the water bottle, get going again, back down this hill that we came up. Yeehaw! This ride's like a reunion, man. You see people you just haven't seen in years, or subscribers that have never met you before, which is really cool. All right, I guess we're on section 2 now, which means we go left. You guys missed the rest stop.
Oh, we went.
Oh, okay. Oh, I got you. On your left side. I didn't hang around back there at the rest stop because it's just cool enough where if you stand around, you can get cold. In fact, I'm actually a little bit chilly again. I only stopped for like 5 minutes. The lunch stop is back in the parking lot, and I've got a jacket in the car, which we will be taking advantage of for sure. I just had an idea. Like next year, I think I'm going to get out early and do the whole course and then have a lunch. I'm just not a fan of eating a big tasty meal in the middle of a ride like this. But it is what it is. It's really just the stopping, right, when it's cold out. We'll come on your left side. On your left side. So we're on some double track that parallels the interstate. That's not really part of the main trail, even the hiking trails. I mean, it's good. It's got some good hills on it. That's why I love this ride. Local stuff that you ride once a year. It's kind of a cool section. It's like a pine forest. Most of this trail system is hardwoods, but you've got a couple of these little pine sections. Look pretty cool. The best thing about this event is there is zero pavement on the whole ride. This is the road to the ranger station. Am I on the right? Did I miss a turn? Bro, we have never done this. People behind me. I don't know where we're gonna go up here. Well, we definitely missed a turn. So did other people. Yeah, I said this ride is marked really well. It's the first time I've seen it marked not well. I was hoping like they cut some new single track back here, but we got some bonus miles and a little bonus climb here. Back on course. I must have been zoning out, just missed an arrow, which I've done before. Zoning out, that is. You ever like zone out so much on a ride, like you're just thinking about something else and then you kind of come to and you don't know where you're at? I've done that before, especially just trails you're so familiar with. You just get into this thinking zone and you're like, where the heck am I? Does that happen to y'all? Let me know in the comments. Some people back there were like, you're passing us again. It's like, yeah, I missed my turn. So we're on the bike trails now. I think we're going to be on the bike trails for the most of the ride. I don't think we're going to get back up on hiking trails though. So it's going to be a lot more single track. This is a trail I've done hundreds of times, and I am not exaggerating. Put this ride on my Garmin. They had the route available. I didn't even think to check it back there because it's been telling me a couple sections to make a U-turn when you definitely were not supposed to make a U-turn. I think it's just because of all the intersections. You good?
Yeah. Thank you.
All right, we just left the second SAC stop, so we're on segment 3 now, which will take us into lunch. It's getting chilly. It's in the 40s. Perfectly dressed right now. My toes are on the verge of getting cold. I should have put toe covers on, but I didn't think it would be too bad. I think it'll be all right. I got some thicker socks on. All right, we're starting a trail called Conquistador, a favorite among locals. So we're at 24 miles. We are coming up on halfway of this ride. Left side, appreciate it, man.
Mud.
That's a steep hill. What's our grade on that one? 14. Nice. Thank you. All right, back at base camp. We're gonna go to the car and get the jacket before we get some lunch. All right, we're rolling again. And I definitely got cold at that lunch stop. My base layer is kind of moist. So, despite, I was good the first 5-10 minutes with the jacket on, but man, I got to pedal, get warmed back up. It is still dropping. Probably mid 40s right now. I'll put my skull cap on. May take it off later, but it feels good right now. All right, let's get warmed back up here. Not if I come around, y'all. All right, left side. Appreciate it. So these trails that we're on now are horse trails. Don't normally get to ride these either. And they're not too bad. Like some horse trails get chewed up. This dirt's pretty hard with a lot of grass. So they're still pretty good for riding. A little choppy. Definitely more choppy than the bike trails. Little divots, but not too bad. All right, we just turned on to one of the best trails on this ride. It's this horse trail. like way in the back. It's very hilly. Starts off with a good climb. I think a lot of people bailed after lunch. I haven't seen hardly anybody in this second half. I know I got a late start, but saw a whole lot more people on the first part. Oh yeah. I was beginning to think they didn't have this in the course. Normally they have it in the beginning. Well, I just got to the last sag stop, and you could go left for the 100 kilometers or go right. I decided to go for it. Why not? I feel good. Temperature wise, I'm good. Warm back up after the lunch stop. So why the heck not? I haven't done the metric here in a while. So we're gonna go for it. I come back to that sag stop and then it's 7 miles back to the parking lot. Toes are a little cold. I won't lie. Toes are cold. It's in the mid 40s. Should have toe warmers on. I don't. Gotta harden up and do it. Let's go. All right, we're almost back. Just a few more miles. Feel good. That was a long day in the saddle. Okay. That's a wrap. We had 65 miles, 5 hours and 36 minutes.